We begin with a revelation that's just so jarring. It left even Biden's most loyal supporters in stunned silence, guys. So according to a newly released statement from the personal office of former President Joe Biden, he has been officially diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer. And not just any old form of prostate cancer, but the kind that's already spread to the bone. I know, but this is not some rumor, guys. This is not speculation. This is straight from the Biden camp. In fact, the statement says that after weeks of increasing urinary symptoms, doctors discovered a prostate nodule, and testing confirmed a Gleason score of 9 and a grade group of 5 tumor. Now, for those who might not be familiar with these medical terms, that's about as severe as it gets. It really doesn't get any more severe than this. This is very serious. And so this means that the cancer is high grade, it's moving fast, and, it's now confirmed to be metastatic. So what this means is that it's spread beyond the prostate and into his bones.
The timing of this is just really odd. Let me know if you think that Joe Biden actually really had cancer before his term, like way at the beginning of his term, like not just now. How many of you guys believe that he really had cancer a lot longer than what they're trying to tell us? If you believe that he had cancer before, just comment yes. If you don't believe that, comment no, and then scroll through the comments and look how many other people agree with you.
And of course, while his team insists that the cancer is hormone sensitive, many are saying, it doesn't guarantee that it can be addressed. But of course, the team is insisting, hey, it's hormone sensitive, which may allow for effective management. No one is watching this should be fooled. This is a life-threatening situation, regardless of what his team says. And so here's the part that has a lot of people angry and upset. The diagnosis, it's coming just months after Joe Biden's last physical. Now, keep in mind, the last physical, which declared him as healthy, active, robust, 81-year-old male, fully fit for duty, even amid rising concerns about his memory, his alertness, his leadership capacity. Remember, this guy was trying to become president for 2025. Remember? So the question on everybody's mind is, what else have they been hiding from us, right? Drop a quick yes in the comments down below if you agree with my thought process here, guys. Because this wasn't just the White House claiming Biden was in great shape. Legacy media, they kept echoing this narrative for years. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, telling Americans, Joe Biden was sharp. He's physically strong. He can't walk down or up a flight of stairs, but he's physically strong and capable of serving another term. Anybody remember that? Is anyone else feeling a little bit gaslit about that? And now, in one press release, that entire facade completely collapses. But this, guys, this may just be the tip of the iceberg, because while Biden's health crisis essentially raises new alarms about leadership behind the scenes, a deep state power player was just handed up. Whew, man. It almost doesn't get any more deep state than this. Okay, let me regroup, right? There's so much that I want to share with you guys today. There's a deep state power player that was just hauled away in handcuffs, guys. Let that sink in. Handcuffs. And what we're learning about James Comey's arrest could blow this entire story wide open, okay? So stick with me, guys, because I'm about to break down exactly why former FBI Director James Comey, was just taken into custody. The secret message hidden in his now deleted photo, and the panic that's already spreading beyond way all across the deep state, really, at this point. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot to share, and I hope to get this out to as many people as I can before this video is deleted, because I got a feeling it will be taken down. So if you can't watch the full video, just add it to your watch later list, or try to save it or something like that, because I may have to make it unlisted or take it down. I'm just warning you. Medicare It's like a 1,000-piece puzzle, guys, except the picture just keeps changing on you. It's not even fair. Chapter is the team that helps you finally make some sense of it. They go through every plan in your area. They show you exactly which plan, which one actually fits, and they make sure that you're not paying any more than you should. Julie from Kansas, she saved $400 a year. Jamie in Texas is saving $600 a year. It's totally free. There's no confusion, just the right fit. Reach out to our friends over at Chapter online at askchapter.org/Ron. I'll leave a link for them in the description down below, or you can give them a phone call at 909-563-8279. Medicare should not be this hard. Give our friends at Chapter a call right now. See how much they can save you. While the nation has basically reeled from Biden's cancer bombshell, a second headline hit like a thunderclap. Disgraced former FBI Director James Comey, yes, that James Comey, was recently taken into custody by U.S. Secret Service. Now, let me say that again slowly, guys. The man who ran the FBI, the man accused for years of shielding the deep state, was just hauled out of his home, shoved into a black SUV, and escorted to headquarters for an on-the-record interrogation. Okay? Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what triggered this, right? Well, Comey recently posted a very bizarre photo containing the number 8647, right? 8647. Sounds random, right? Well, not if you know the code, because in law enforcement, 86 is slang for eliminate, as in eliminate someone, and 47? Well, that's a reference to Donald Trump being the 47th president. Do the math. And federal agents did the math. Comey is now being questioned under oath. Do you know what 8647 meant when you posted it? So here's where it gets dangerous for James Comey, okay? If he says yes, that is a direct call to violence against a sitting president. If he says no, well, that's laughable, considering his long career as a prosecutor, as an FBI agent, and as a director. There's no way he could be that oblivious to that. He's prosecuted cases involving coded threats before. He can't be in his position and lie to us and lie to them. He's trained agents to detect exactly this kind of behavior. And his word is his former colleagues may testify that he absolutely knew what it meant. Really? So guys, this is not like a Twitter joke. This is a felony level federal territory, guys. And now the deep state is panicking. So I want you to stick with me, because James Brennan, Obama's CIA director, just reacted. His voice is shaky. His defense of Comey, it's weak. He insists that 86 just means cancel a menu item in a restaurant. Really? That's the excuse they're going to go with right now? Well, folks, they're in damage control mode right now, and the level of desperation is ridiculous at this point. They know what this means. If Comey falls, he might flip, and if he flips, the entire deep state pyramid starts to crumble. And this is not just about a tweet or a photo. This is about whether one of the most powerful intel chiefs in modern history just used coded language to target a sitting president, and whether his arrest is just the beginning of maybe even something bigger than that. But while Biden's health spirals and Comey's fate hangs by a thread, one man's approval numbers are rising like a rocket. Guys, the polling data that just stunned even Trump's critics, how he just pulled off a global economic reset, and why the MAGA movement right now, it might be stronger now than it was even back in 2016. It's just wild. So while Biden's diagnosis is sending shockwaves across the United States and James Comey's arrest rattles the deep state, Donald Trump is doing the unthinkable. So according to multiple polls, Trump's approval ratings have exploded overnight. And no, that's not an exaggeration. All we got to do is look at the numbers. The Reuters Ipsos polls just a few weeks ago had Trump 8 points underwater, right? That was 3 weeks. That was weeks ago, a few weeks ago. Today, He's sitting at just -1. That is a 7-point surge in less than a month. Rasmussen has him in a positive territory. Yes, above water at +3 points net approval. You got RMG research, even stronger, showing Trump at +4 approval. Folks, this is no fluke. In fact, if you line up Trump's current numbers with the same point in his first term back in 2017, he's doing 10 points better than he was doing then. Let that sink in, right? I mean, even after everything that they've thrown at him, indictments, media smears, censorship, even assassination attempts, Donald J. Trump is surging, not just surviving, but thriving. So what's fueling this? Like, what caused this overnight rebound, right? Well, we need to talk about that. So 6 weeks ago, Trump dropped a political grenade. You guys remember Liberation Day? Let me know if you do. This was a complete overhaul of the broken global trade system. He slapped down a 10% universal tariff on all imports and a 25% tariff on steel, aluminum, and autos. And guess what? Well, despite the media's meltdown, the markets didn't collapse. In fact, they're on the verge of breaking all-time highs right now. Even the biggest banks are walking back their doom and gloom predictions. Look at JP Morgan. They said recession risk was 60% last month. They've now dropped that recession risk to below 50%, okay? Goldman Sachs down to just 35%. Meanwhile, Trump's cutting deal after deal, a massive China trade agreement, a UK economic partnership, and a new Ukraine mineral deal that could reshape global supply chains. That's why the polls are shifting. That's why the media is scrambling. And that is why even Democrats are sweating, because this comeback, it's not just real, it's accelerating. But here's the kicker. All of this is happening while Biden is literally fighting for his life. The symbolism, right? It's unmistakable. It's unmistakable. The man's collapsing. Look at it like this. You got one man collapsing, the other man's rising. And America can feel the power shift happening in real time. But there's one final piece to this puzzle. Why is the media still spinning? Why are they defending Comey, soft pedaling Biden's diagnosis and ignoring Trump's momentum? Because they know the narrative is slipping and they just cannot control what happens next. So stick with me, guys, because I want to bring all this together. Like, I want to show you how this media spin is collapsing, how Trump may be on the verge of total vindication, and why the left's grip on power might be permanently broken. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'm just getting started. So let's take a step back here for a second. Let's look at everything that's happened, right? In the span of one historic week. Joe Biden, once propped up by the media as healthy and sharp, is now confirmed to have aggressive bone metastasized prostate cancer, a condition that at 82 years old, let's be honest, I'm not a doctor, but this has to carry some serious life or death consequences. And still the media is downplaying it. CNN actually tried to justify his memory lapses during the Robert Hur tapes by claiming he was just tired right after October 7th. Folks, we all get tired. I get tired. We don't all forget when our son died. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to forget that. We're not going to forget why we left classified documents in the garage next to the Corvette. But CNN, they want you to believe all that stuff's normal. Why? Because if Biden's health fails, their entire agenda collapses right with him. Then, of course, we have James Comey, smug face of the deep state, taken into custody for posting what appears to be a coded threat against President Trump. Now, the same intel insiders who once called Trump a traitor, they're now bending over backwards to tell us that 86 just means canceling a burger order. Anybody else not buying that? The American people are not buying any of this anymore. And then, of course, there's Donald Trump, the one who tried to they all tried to bury this man under lawsuits, under indictments, gag orders, even assassination attempts. But instead of falling, he's rising. Not just in the polls, but in momentum, in energy, in national approval. It's crazy. But let's be honest. It's not just that he's doing better. It's that he's winning while they're unraveling. Biden exposed, Comey arrested, the media spinning themselves into irrelevance, and Trump exploding with support just as the country hits a turning point. It's not a coincidence here. This is the collapse of the old regime and the beginning of something the establishment just can't stop. So if you've been waiting for the tide to turn, if you've been praying for accountability, and if you've been hoping that the American people would finally wake up, I think it's starting to happen. I think it's happening right now. And make no mistake, they're going to fight. They're going to fight to keep the truth buried. Mark my words. This is why these videos matter, guys. That is why your voice matters. And that is why we cannot stop now. So drop a comment down below, guys. Let me know if you believe justice is finally catching up. Hit the like button if you're ready for the truth to go mainstream. And be sure to subscribe and share this video, because what's coming next, it's going to shock the world even more. So until then, stay informed, stay focused, stay free. We'll see you next time.